Oh, yeah, boys. How are we doing today on this fantabulous Friday? Everybody, how are we doing? I am streaming live today to Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. For those of you guys that are on my Instagram that are watching right now, this is a God Amongst Men on YouTube. For those of you guys that are watching here, you already fucking know that. We already got a plenty up in the chat right now. Glad to be here with you guys on this Friday, episode number 51 of Live with the King. Today is Friday, March 27th, and I do believe I have a fantabulous show for you guys today. So it's going to be a good one. I'm excited to break down what I project to be the new sexual marketplace, the sexual marketplace of the future, and how you're going to be able to thrive within that new sexual marketplace. With that said, before we get going, if you guys are watching live on YouTube, you guys know the drill, and I'm going to join you as well. I'm going to go to my own channel on YouTube. Oh boy. Hey, God amongst men. And you know what to do. You guys know what to do. Click that like button, baby. Hit that like. Uh-oh. Yeah, we don't want to do that because we're going to start cutting off on the, what's it called? So we'll just hit that like button and get out of there. All right, let's see who's up in the chat right now. First and foremost, we got a bunch of people watching on Instagram. How's it going? My fucking hair's all over the place right now. Anyway, that was from me scratching my damn head. And then we got a whole bunch of people up in the chat right now in or on YouTube. Gladius, Matt W, Thor, what it is, man. How we doing? Nick, good to see you up in here, Nick. Game Warden, Greenies Gaines, Adventure of Electric Lamp, Max, how we all doing? It's Friday for sure. I'll tell you why. Because I just did shoulders and holy fuck balls. I just finished up my shoulder workout. My shoulders were fried. My shoulders were fried right off the fucking bat. I don't know what was going on there. Hitting this home workout, hitting those resistance bands. I think what happened was this, because on Wednesday was my day off, my rest day, supposedly, but I don't believe in full-blown rest days. I'm going to fix this damn hair. Shit's driving me crazy. I don't believe in full-blown rest days any longer. I'll tell you why. Because I got to be at a calorie deficit. Let's see if I can adjust that properly. And I was like, screw it. I'm sitting around the house. I'm going to get stir crazy if I don't do some kind of movement. So I did my cardio. But the thing that really got my shoulders, it had to have been, was I was doing a bunch of dips off of my bench, and I was doing a bunch of push-ups and burpees as well. So lifting shoulders today for sure was crazy. Like right off the bat, like I said, my shoulders were fucking they were like crushed. I felt the pump very, very fast. Crazy. I mean, it's good and bad. It was good and bad, if that makes sense. It's like, holy crap, I'm really feeling this right now. But at the same time, it's like, am I making progress? So maybe next week, next Wednesday, I won't go so hard. I didn't think I was going that hard, but who knows? Who knows? Either way, feeling good. Took some photos this morning for my trainer, for my coach, and very happy with the progress thus far, down to 236 pounds at this very moment. My body fat percentage is dropping while I am maintaining some pretty high level of muscle density. So I'm pretty stoked. My lats look fucking really good. My abs are coming in. What's going on? I'm going to hit the wave button. All you crazy peoples. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Uh-oh. What just happened there? Oh, I see what happened there. Boop. Yeah, see? Stupid. What's up, Rick Torres? How we doing? Who else we got up in here? Senor Frijole. What's up, dude? I haven't seen you in a while. Good to see you. Anyway. We got people up in here. Let's check the comments real quick, and I'll tell you guys a little bit more about that shoulder workout. I got some new and improved things that I'm trying out with my shoulders that's changing it up. Oh, greetings from the Gains chaps. Damn, I've already gained a pound of muscle in a week working at home, working out, and eating a crap load of food. Good for you, dude. Yeah, I'm debating right now as to whether or not to have my cheat meal tonight or if I should wait till after legs day tomorrow. Because if I have a cheat meal tonight, I might even be fueled for my legs day tomorrow. But who knows? I don't know. It's either a Friday or Saturday night that I usually do my cheat meal on. I don't really desire it necessarily, but I kind of do. And I'll tell you why. I went out last Saturday for my cheat meal. And it was kind of stupid because you can't eat at restaurants anymore, right? So everything has to be ordered on takeout. And it kind of takes away from the I guess the what's the exact word I'm trying to use here? Not the nostalgia, but it's along that same lines, right? Of going out to eat, of breaking your routine with food. And then the next thing is this, like you got to go and you got to pick it up, and it's like you got to go home, you got to pick it up, then you got to drive home and eat it, and by that point in time it's practically already cold. You don't know how long it was sitting there for. So it's like I don't know. And then the next thing is this, like I can't really think of, because like the conundrum, so to speak, is that I got to get 50 grams of protein in on that meal. So I got to eat something that's high in protein. Now, what can you do that's takeaway that's pretty high in protein as well? Burgers. So like all I've done up to this point is like burgers, chicken wings, and then like also getting like a little bit of pizza. So I'll have like a burger with pizza or something like that, just to get that taste of pizza again. But I'll tell you what, I'm not that big of a fan of pizza anymore. Like I've had pizza like 2 weeks in a row. And it's just like, pizza's whatever. So like, what else is there? What else is there to get? So at this point in time too, it's like, all right, what's takeaway? What can I do that's takeaway? What can I do that's 50 grams of protein and that's, not burgers and pizza and chicken wings? So I'll leave that up to you guys in the chat right now to drop in and let me know. Have an official vote. Throw some ideas out there as to what I should do. Now, also note this. Here's another little criterion. No sugar. So if you guys are going to sit there and tell me to go eat a bunch of Krispy Kreme again, I can't do that, right? I'm trying to stay completely off of the sugars too. So there's that. I really want to get some fucking sweet potato fries and some steak. That would be fucking awesome. But even thinking about steak right now at the same point in time, I'm just kind of like, it's just kind of like tried and true. Actually, I did that 3 weeks ago. I think I went and got a good. It wasn't even that good of a steak, but it was a steak and some fries and some chicken wings. But then steak and eggs, sweet potatoes. Yeah, I know. I feel you. It's just, I don't know, man. I don't know. I feel like I think there's something that I'm missing. Let's see what we got here. Breakfast burrito. Breakfast burrito is a good idea. Love me some sweet potato fries. Yeah, I want some fucking sweet potato fries so bad. But I just don't know where to go. I don't know what to get. I don't know how to. I'll design it. But then the next thing is, should I be doing that tonight or should I be doing that tomorrow? I don't know. So we shall see. This dude says tuna salad. Fuck that, dude. I don't want damn tuna salad. I'm sure pretty soon here we're going to be eating a lot of tuna. Man. Oh, shit, son. Just saw your photos in the WarTribe core. You are terrifying. LOL. Did you ever go as the Hulk for Halloween? I did one year, actually. Yeah, it was probably one of my best costumes. Back in like 2014, I think, because I was pretty fucking yoked then too. But I think I have a way better physique right now than I did then. So I appreciate that compliment as well. I'm pretty stoked too, as well as like how everything's unfolding and developing. Still have 10 plus weeks left of this diet though. So I'm very, very excited, like very, very excited to see the end result. Like I said, down 14 pounds total in the last 6 weeks. maintaining my muscle mass. As a matter of fact, I think I'm actually gaining some muscle mass too, which is kind of crazy. I can definitely see it in my shoulders, and I can see it in my lats, and I can see it in my arms. My arms are definitely starting to look a lot better now that I'm just focused on training that. So, fried garlic, mince, cumin. What the hell are we talking about there? I scrolled. Whatever. Fried garlic, mince, cumin, eggs, mix it up and fry it into balls in coconut oil. I don't want to cook. That's kind of the whole point of it too. The whole point of going out to grab some takeout or whatever is because for the entire week I cook every single fucking meal. So it's kind of nice to just turn that over to someone else for a little bit and like change up the flavors, change up the flavor profile, get a few added calories in there as well. So I don't know. I'm really debating. Right. Well, I just stuffed my face with tilapia and rice before coming on here. So like even checking in with my belly right now is like what you want to eat. Like that's the cool part about where I'm at too with this right now is that it's like my stomach, like my emotions don't control my stomach. So it's really hard to sit there and say, what do you want? Because like now I'm so conditioned to, excuse me. Now I'm so conditioned to eating a specific way that it's just kind of like, yeah, whatever. Outside of this, it's kind of nice just eating one specific way at this point in time. So, yeah, it was body paint. Essentially, that's all it was just body paint. Pretty epic. I wish I took more photos at that point in time, but no big deal. We could always redo it. No big deal. No big deal. Let's see. I got some more comments up here in the comments section. For those of you guys that are on Instagram, I'm looking at you guys right now. Feel free to throw some comments out there as to what you think would be a good little cheat meal. No sugar, high in protein. Carbs are fine as long as they're like more complex, like sweet potatoes and rice. Ooh, what about some KBBQ, guys? Oh, yeah, we can't fucking go and sit down anywhere. See? This shit's a bunch of fucking shit, guys, honestly. Bunch of shit. What's up, Timius? How we doing? Max, I already said what's going on to you. I believe it, Warden. Yes, I agree, too, with what Game Warden is talking about. I started thinking about that 2 weeks ago, that's kind of essentially what's going on here. That's what Game Warden has to say. If you guys aren't into conspiracy theories at all, sorry, this is the wrong channel for you. And I'm not sorry because it's kind of crazy how often conspiracy theories turn out to be more fact than fiction. So crazy. For those of you guys on Instagram that aren't able to see this, even though the people on Facebook are able to, we're talking about the correlation between 5G and this Corona beverage. See, if I say that, I think that I could probably get away, but either way, who cares? I'm throttled. Everyone's noticing the throttle. It's strictly for people that talk about masculinity and red pill stuff and all this other stuff. So I'm sure it's not the only group. I don't want to sit here and sound like a fucking victim, but you could definitely like the powers that be are definitely throttling people they don't want talking. So, I don't do takeout hardly ever, but I might take them up on that. Chipotle, yeah, I was thinking about that. I don't really care. I was thinking about Chipotle, but I really just don't care to get it. Honestly, something a little bit more like, I don't know. Maybe you could do cheesesteak, extra meat, Chinese takeout. Yeah, there you go. Chinese takeout sounds pretty fucking killer. Euro kebabs, that would be good too. I agree. Ooh, with some hummus and some fucking naan. Yeah, boy. Whatever you get, I would abuse peanut butter. That's a hella good idea. Oh, man. My fruit intake is 10 seedless red grapes and 1 medium banana. Do you think that's good for daily fruit? Yeah, I think that's good for daily fruit. I mean, shit, my diet right now, I'm supposed to be eating like a cup of green beans and then green beans like throughout the day, and I just stopped eating the green beans. Honestly, And I stopped eating the green beans mainly because, number one, they're filler and I'm doing fine without filler. I mean, there's some calories there, and then you could sit there and say the fiber. But at the same time, too, staying stocked up on green beans right now is damn near impossible, honestly. So that's why I stopped with that. So the only vegetable intake I'm taking in is like a huge heaping handful of spinach in my omelet in the morning, and then onions, and I'm doing just fine. Like I feel fine. So it even ties into like what Aaron, Tailored Carnivore, is always talking about. We do not really need vegetables. We don't. It's kind of a myth, and that's kind of the same thing as well with the fruit aspect of stuff too. People sit there and say, "Oh, but antioxidants, but blah blah blah, all this other shit." It's like the majority of our diet as we evolved was just eating strictly meat. We would only have a little bit of fruit and a little bit of vegetable because it was very hard to source it until we started this agricultural revolution bullshit. And then that's when it got fed into people's minds. Oh, you need this for nutrients. You need this. It's just like the whole milk thing too. Like milk, you need that for calcium. What a fucking crock of shit. People were getting their essential fucking vitamins before from organ meats. Like really look it up. Look into organ meat. That's where we were getting a lot of our nutrients from. Organ meat is way higher in a nutritional profile, minerals, vitamins, and so forth. And they're easier digestible for the human body than processing like through the body, vegetables and fruits. Fruits are good for a quick burning carbohydrate, right? Obviously it has fructose in it, right? And that's good, but remember, fruit is seasonal and there's only so much that grows wild or grows naturally. So it's like when you got your hand on it and it would be done and probably be gone within like a week's supply or a week's time frame if you had an entire tribe or whatever fucking rummaging through that stuff. So just putting that out there. Just putting that out there, guys. If you want to check out a good video about 5G, I've been watching a bit of it lately. Not that one. Ooh, damn it. Not you. Shit. Piss. Poopies. Well, first and foremost, David Icke does one. Next, look up Valuetainment, right? Patrick Bet-David. He had a professional dude. And Patrick Bet-David is not a conspiracy theorist type guy. He's a pretty high level fucking, he talks to a lot of people, but he talked to this one professional on 5G who is former military, high level military, like lieutenant colonel type. I think he even worked with CIA and State Department and all this other stuff. And he gives the real deal skinny on 5G and what's going on there. And then just recently being in China, where China is, especially in Beijing, most of Beijing, is it Beijing or Shanghai? I can't fucking remember. It's fucking China. China. It's from China. Anyway, he's talking about how crazy it is over there, how you can't get into places like, oh, it's fucking nuts. But anyway, look it up. Absolutely nuts. Oh man. So Gregory Dixon, thank you very much for the $5 super chat. Much appreciated. It's so much more fun to wear a tinfoil hat. I agree. It goes against the status quo for sure. 100%. What's up, Jesse Cortez? Yeah. Normally I don't go live. Wuhan was the first major Chinese city to get 5G. Yeah, and I believe it's Beijing or Shanghai. Like look this stuff up. Look up that Patrick Bet-David interview. This guy goes into it. They have buses and all this other stuff that is like organized by and with 5G. Everything is incorporated there. They have the boxes all over the place. They scan your face everywhere you go. Like essentially like what the smart city is that they're trying to create. And I have zero desire to be a part of any of this stuff. It's fucking absolute absurdity. It is an act like I'm freedom to the fullest. That's why I have fucking live free tattooed on my knuckles. It's people think it's going to be this kind of like utopian dream, and knock, knock, knock. It's definitely a fucking Orwellian nightmare. Like, welcome 1984. Like, welcome. So if you want to live that way, absolutely 100%. I don't believe any of this shit should be fucking incorporated on American soil. If you want to go and live in a 5G smart city, move. Go move over there. Oh, but I'm not trying too fucking bad. Guess what? We are not going against the Constitution of the United States in order to fucking usher in some type of fucking corporate technocracy bullshit that essentially sells your like they control every aspect of your data. Every like you are no longer a private citizen any longer. They can deny you travel, especially if you don't have their little vaccines or whatever. Like, anyway, I don't want to get too fucking crazy on the fucking conspiracy theories, but it's absolutely nasty. We cannot allow this stuff to fucking take place, honestly. So, I'll pretty much be in a gulag here pretty soon because of saying this. So, thank you for that. I asked because it seems like a lot of sugars. That's the only sugar intake besides OJ for the day. I mean, it depends on your goals. Right now, you're bulking and you're putting on muscle, which whenever you have simple carbohydrates mixed with protein, that helps out with protein synthesis. So they say, right? There's always somebody that's going to have a counterpoint to all this stuff. And this is kind of like the whole aspect of like dirty bulking. For one thing, if I were to kind of hone in on your diet a little bit more, I would only surround your carbohydrates pre-workout and post-workout, these fruits mixed with protein. And then after that, I would not be having that type of, I wouldn't be having like a sugar style carbohydrate anywhere else in any of my meals. I would be going with a complex carbohydrate like sweet potato, rice, brown rice. And I would even buck the sweet potato side of things. Honestly, my body doesn't respond very well to sweet potato. My body feels like energetically depleted if I have a diet that uses sweet potato as its source of carbohydrate. White rice has been the best up to this date for me, honestly. So, no, Chipotle is life. Ugh. In bulk, but get my sugars from natural fruits, honey, and whiskey. Water is my go-to. There you go. What's going on, everybody in the IG world? How we doing? I got to look down upon you. I'm sorry. That's how I'm running Instagram on my phone. This is the first day I've done this, so we're playing with it, trying to get more. What's it called out there? Yeah, I've been hearing a lot about Joe Talks. I want to check this person out. I'm going to type that into YouTube at this point in time, so I can listen to some Joe Talks after this. Joe Talks. What? Joe Talks 5G, maybe? No. CNBC, what 5G is and what it can do. I don't believe you peoples. Okay, maybe I'll just have to Google it because I don't see anything on YouTube for them. Not seeing anything about Joe Talks anywhere. Put a link. What is the solution when the towers are all going up anyway and everyone calls any resistance conspiracy theories? Ha ha. Society has been turned against whistleblowers as crazy. Yeah. I don't have any prescription for it right now, if I'm going to be honest with you. At this point in time, also, it is just a theory. And the problem is when you have a theory and not a lot of evidence, and then you start to try to come up with a movement, that could be potentially dangerous. So I'm not saying to be reactionary because I don't believe in being reactionary, but I don't know, honestly. So I know a lot of people, there's a lot of fear out there. My whole thing that I'm trying to do at this point in time, what's going on, Aaron? How we doing? My whole thing right now is when it comes to anything in life, I'm not trying to wait for it to come directly in front of me, but I'm trying to not put as much energy into like forecasting and creating some type of worry or concern over something that I can't necessarily control up to this point. I think that's essentially fear, right? That's what fear is. Um, Fear and anxiety are kind of very similar in that aspect. It's this need for control, feeling helpless and powerless. And the thing is, when it comes to fear, that obviously makes you more controllable. So where I'm at with all this stuff right now, guys, is I am kind of fence sitting. I got one foot in, I got one foot out. And it gives me the ability to have more control and more power over what's happening directly in my own life than trying to plan too far ahead and kind of get lost in the worry, the concern, and like I said, the fear. The most powerful place you could operate from right now is just right now. Understand what you can control within your own sphere of influence. For most of us, like I talk about, and this is where we're going to go with a lot of shit today, is this. I've written a book called Live Your Best Life in 30 Days. I highlight a philosophy of the 6 pillars of life that you should be trying to work on and grow in every single day of your life. The number one thing is this: physical, right? That's number one. If you guys aren't doing something to work out or get in type of motion or stretch or like just better your physical state every single day at this point in time, you've kind of already lost the battle. Why is that? Well, because your physical state is what you have the most control over. You yourself have 100% control over your physical state. Are you making the right choices with that? Are you bettering your body? Are you building your immune system? Are you strengthening yourself up? Are you becoming more resilient through that? Are you getting disciplined? Right? Simply just doing, I don't know, 50 squats, 50 fucking sit-ups, 50 jumping jacks, and 50 burpees. Try doing that every day for a week, right? Or try doing that 5 days a week and then take 2 days off and just do like yoga and meditation and fucking breathing techniques and all that other stuff, right? So anyway, try that. Winona has I wanted to see what this said here. My daughter's father was cutting trees in the city. An older gentleman in his 60s came out and made a comment that the trees are being cut to help the 5G run because it runs at ground level. Yeah, the thing is with the trees, like I said, they're cutting them down in London right now because the thing with 5G is it's very short. It's a high frequency, so it's short range. So it needs to be like each of the connectors need to be line of sight. And the thing that they realized is that 5G can't really penetrate through like dense objects. And trees specifically were things that were actually making the connection to the next box harder, right? Well, not like low frequency, or a weak frequency is what I'm trying to say, a weak connection. So yeah, they're going around chopping down trees for 5G, which is no bueno. Thank you, Jesse. I appreciate that too. Jesse says on Instagram, I respect that you are one of the few red pill guys staying open instead of myopic and self-centered. Thank you very much. Yeah, I shouldn't say I tried to do this. All I'm saying is that I saw the writing on the wall and I chose to pivot instead of just staying on the whole kind of like what most red pill people are doing right now, where they're talking about game and finances and all this other stuff. People are scared right now. Nobody should be like, the honest thing is this, like that was a luxury. That was a luxury at that point in time, right? Where we could talk about the dating marketplace and all this other stuff. We could talk about different level investments and all this other shit. Right now, people are scared. They've closed off. Like shops are closed. Like when it comes to this stuff, how can I survive? How can I hold on to the money that I have right now? What can I do with the money that I have saved up at this point in time to remain safe? How can I make myself more, I guess, essentially like the phrase I want to use here is bulletproof, right? It's like, what do I need to focus on? And that's what we're going to talk about today as well, as we start to get deeper and deeper into what's going on. Because at the end of the day, I highlight it as far as the sexual marketplace is concerned, because I'm also into, I guess, like I believe I'm going to make it through this. Like, that is my thought process when it comes to a lot of this stuff. How am I going to create myself as a person right now in order to survive this and flourish after getting out the other end? Right. So, I refer to the sexual marketplace, obviously, because that's just a high level red pill term. And I want you guys thinking about making it through rather than just surviving as well, like just getting by. It's like, understand that these are investments into yourself. The greatest investment that you could ever make is into yourself, honestly. That's how I've made it through the darkest days of my life, was just sitting there, taking whatever money I had at that point in time and realizing, yo, you got some shit that you got to fix. There's some shit you got to clean up, and take that money and invest it into you. Jiu-jitsu, personal coaching, gym memberships, acupuncture, chiropractic, massage, spiritual retreats and journeys, right? In order to clean up my baggage. Shit, even just recently, like I'm practically a fucking nobody, right? Like, I got 1,800 followers on Instagram maybe, and I have 1,300 on YouTube or something like that. I had higher level on fucking Twitter, but then they fucking ripped that from me. But I've written 2 books. I've launched courses. And here's the thing is, these were things that I struggled with and I found the solution to. I didn't put any of this stuff out there in order for me to become a tremendous salesman and the fucking next Tony Robbins or anything like that. I put these books out because these were things that I struggled with. And I was like, you know what? I found the solutions, and I think there might be some people out there that might be able to get something from this. So it was an investment into myself because I was writing to myself, essentially. You guys feel me? And that's essentially all I'm doing right now too, as well, with this channel, is I'm talking about the things that I've struggled through in life, but I've found solutions to. And that's where I'm trying to go with everybody here, is just, hey, ground yourself real quick. The solutions are actually far simple. They're simpler than you think. The problem is they're not easy, right? This is the problem with a lot of people in today's world, is they think they want a simple and easy solution. And the problem is, simple always seems as though it's going to be easy, but simple is rarely ever that easy. If simple were easy, everybody would be doing it, right? Everybody wants to have these high-level advanced techniques thrown at them, and then that justifies it being difficult, right? But really, and this is the same thing like I was talking about with jiu-jitsu. Believe it or not, the best jiu-jitsu players in the world are the ones that have mastered the fundamentals. Men who have drilled tens of thousands of times the most simple and mundane like drills, positions, techniques, and so forth, right? But I always see people come in, brand new people, all this other stuff. They're coming in. They want to learn flying arm bars. They want to learn fucking all these exotic ass stuff. They want to go to 10th Planet and learn fucking rubber guard and all this other shit. And it's like, you don't even fucking know how to get out of side control. What the hell are you doing, right? Why you want to learn all that shit, all that fancy stuff, rather than mastering the basics? Well, it's because it's not sexy. It's not shit you can fucking post up on Instagram, right? And that's kind of what has set me apart from most people, is my solutions, the things that I talk about, are very, very simple, but they're not easy. It requires discipline. It requires putting yourself first. It requires investing in yourself. People just want other people to do the work for them. And it's like, no, right? It's crazy. And I'm starting to see that too. I'm starting to see that with people in my groups. I'm starting to see this with other people outside of my groups as well, that when they're given the prescription, when I give them the prescription or I say these things, people get dejected. They get dejected because they're like, oh shit, that's exactly what I need to be doing, but I don't want to be honest with myself. And it scares me to have to face that fucking demon, you know? Anyway, let me scroll through my comments here real quick. And then we'll get into the old topic at hand because I got some good shit for you guys today. Corey, you barely pimp your IG though. Imagine if you put a lot of energy into promoting it. Yeah, I know. Listen, I gotta fix my damn hair again. Look at that. Doing the old grandma technique. That's what it comes down to. I need more hair gel. But I was like, fuck it. I look like a fucking, what's it called? I look like a 5-year-old. That's going to be something that I work on. I got a plan. It's being slowly implemented, but I have a plan for that. Because here's the thing is I could sit here and I could get all pissed off about social media and all this other stuff, but you got to look at these things like tools. And that's another reason why, like, I decided today, I was like, you know what? I do this show every single day. I have 1,800 followers on Instagram. Why have I not been putting this up on there? And it's like, well, there could be some resistance because of fear of rejection. There could be some resistance because of XYZ. I'm going to be honest. I didn't even think about it. I didn't think about it until today, which is stupid because I've been doing this shit for fucking 7 months now, something along those lines. And absolutely stupid. But hey, I had the epiphany today, and yeah, you're absolutely right, Max. It's something that I'm going to start working on. I have my shortcomings for sure. So, and that's one of them. Listen up, gents. 5G is, as Corey mentioned, a tech to reach out higher bandwidths within closer proximities by using smaller wavelengths. It does not vibrate water molecules that we know of. No, there's something there. There's some pretty wild stuff that they're trying to do with it, though. And if you listen to the Valuetainment, go to Valuetainment, Patrick Bet David 5G, Google that. And the guy that he talks to you about talks about the type of society that they're trying to create with 5G. And that's scary as fuck. So it's not fucking mind scrambling stuff, unless, of course, they put some kind of fucking nanobot or vaccine in you. I don't know. Right? But essentially it's to have full control over your bank account, your movement, and all your personal information. You become a cog in their system. It is a full totalitarian style regime that they're trying to create. You will only have digital currency, so there'll no longer be cash. They're going to be able to control which entry points and exit points you have the ability to go to. If you're deemed or you have there. So for instance, like the coronavirus aspect of it too is, let's say you have coronavirus. Right now, they'll be able to look at your phone or whatever kind of information they have based off of you, see who your contacts are, see who you have the most connection with as far as like who you've had. They'll go back 36, 48, a week or something like that and see who you've all had contact with. Then they'll take you and they'll quarantine you and then they'll quarantine those people. It's fucking absolutely crazy. Bill Gates, look up Bill Gates ID 2020. My bro, I'm fucking what's it called? Jeez Louise. He knows I go live at this time every day, but he calls me. Does the electrical engineer need to look into this and translate the technical jargon? You may, but I want you to take a look at ID 2020 Bill Gates first, and then I want you to go to that Valuetainment, what's it called, and watch that episode on this guy describing the type of society they're trying to create with 5G. It's crazy. Think about the nations that have banned 5G. They did so because they suspect outright. No, it's health effects. Absolutely. Fetty Ice, what's going on, my dude? How you doing? I'm going to wave at you. Did you notice Rolo uploaded his first short video, and it's something you want to start doing too? Oh, man. Thanks, Aaron. We must thrive through this panicdemic. Yeah, I like that. While learning, earning, and disciplining ourselves to be our greatest version. Exactly 100% right. Continue watching towards the end of this, and I'm going to highlight exactly. I have 5 things written down right now that are skill sets that are going to be able to help you prosper in these times and develop you into the individual that you're going to want to be, give or take whatever does happen. Just game. Yeah, I like that. You're new to the manosphere, but I see you as being the next level. Neil Strauss and Mystery were early days. Rollo and others studied. You've already lived the struggle for the next level more than just game. Yeah, I got you. Thank you, dude. I appreciate that, dude. Seriously. All right. Yeah. 5G radio waves cannot penetrate through organic matter such as trees. Crazy. It does operate within a level of topography. Yes. Poland is developing an app that citizens have to take a selfie for the state to show that they are in quarantine. Fuck that, dude. Fuck that. We have an imbalance of technology. We have an imbalance now of people who feel as though they are entitled to your personal information. We have a society now of people that believe that they are entitled to feel safe from the unknown. And at this point in time, people are choosing safety over freedom. And this is a scary, scary, scary situation. As I talked about yesterday, it comes down to a society that is completely fearful of death. People who have not been initiated into the rites of passage, right? Where you undergo some level of spiritual, ego, whatever else type of death, emotional type of death, where you realize that death is the beginning. Death is just merely a transformation. We have people instead that are they have such an external locus of control that they are willing to give away their freedoms for safety. And this is not a world that is going to thrive. Essentially, like I said, they want a complete and utter big brother. They want daddy government to hold their hand for everything. They want daddy government to take care of everything. It's absolutely fucking crazy. Yeah, the pandemic is to hide the collapsing economy, to get people dependent of UBI, nationalize more business, and relinquish rights. Exactly, exactly, exactly. No shit. Israel studied 5G and has banned it because of its health effects. Okay, I'll take a look into that. Crazy. Yeah. Um, yeah, tech has progressed faster than policy. It's just kids playing with dynamite. 100%. Yeah, so I mean, I talk about it in my last book, the book that I just put out, A Patriarch's Vision, Purging Feminism. I talk about how there needs to be a revival of the old mixed with the best of the new. And we need to really, really, really figure out a way to have a more harmonious relationship with the mixture of nature and technology. We're using our technology right now to destroy everything, destroy people's minds, destroy people's spirits, destroy people's lives, essentially, and destroy, like I said, the actual planet, like our ecosystem. We are so obsessed with instant gratification that we no longer have any forethought of what kind of future we want to create for society, right? Um, but people think as technology continues to get better and better and better that they think that we're progressing. But the fact of the matter is we're actually building the structures of our demise. And this is essentially what it comes down to is, you know, it kind of reminds me of the movie The Matrix, right? There needs to be a perfect harmony between the natural and the machine world. And that's kind of like the battle we're in right now as well, is like it's spirit versus machine, nature versus the control. It's absolutely crazy for sure. I wear a piece of Shum Guy around my neck to protect me against EMF waves, protect against 5G. The fact that you know about Shum Guy has really set you apart, my man. I try not to get into the hippy dippy stuff too much, even though people already consider me to be somewhat woo woo. That's fine. But yes, for those of you people out there that are worried about this, please do look up Shungite. You can buy Shungite off of what's it called? Off of Amazon. You can put Shungite in your water sources because so what Shungite is essentially is it comes from a specific place in Russia. That's what Shungite is named off after. I forget exactly what it's Shunga, I believe. Shunga, Russia, right? And it is the purest form of carbon on the planet. The purest form of carbon on the planet. As a matter of fact, I'll pull it up for you guys. How's that sound since we're having this conversation? Shum Guy. Show you what it looks like. There's 3 types. Do-de-do-de-do. Do-de-do. Do-de-do-de-do. All right. Hopefully you guys can see this. Sorry, Instagram. Look up fucking Shum Guy yourself. All right. So there's the 3 pieces right there. Regular Shum Guy, which is just like the unprocessed type. It's a type 3 black Shum Guy, 30 to 50% of carbon, deep black color, easy to shape. So it's a little bit softer. Then you got the Petrovsky Shum Guy, type 2, 50 to 70% of carbon, gray in color, in a transitional type. And then you have the elite Shum Guy, a type 1 noble Shum Guy, more than 90% of carbon, shiny silver surface, raw nuggets only. And that's what I have, is the elite style Shum Guy. I put 1 piece in some of my water, and then I have another piece somewhere else. Not up my anus. No, sir. Here, let's look up some of the benefits, since that's probably going to be one of the questions, even though you're probably going to consider this super hippy dippy. Oh, shit. Benefits. Oh, shit. That's super. That's a little bit too hippy dippy. Shaman Sisters. Shum Guy is a very powerful stone that we recommend every person wears and has at their home, and here's why. Miracle stone, or stone of life. It's known for incredible healing and protection properties, including boosting energy and immune system, balancing mind and emotions, protecting from harmful EMFs, detoxification, and purification. Now, it's over 2 billion years old. It's found in the Shunga region of Karelia, northwest of Russia. There's something that I wanted to actually say, like that actually, like instead of it being actually like hippy dippy, there's actually some parts of this that's proven that, like, if you put it in your water, which is what I did, it releases these particles that actually like cleanse the water a little bit better too. Like this is actually tried and tested. It's not just some fucking like hippie stuff. You know what I'm saying? So I forgot what those particles are called. These ones are all talking about the fucking crystal energy shit, but come on. What are they called? Meh. All right, I'm dropping it since I can't find it right now. Ooh, water purification. Oh, noting that it raises calcium, oxygen, magnesium, and other essential mineral content in your basic H2O. Yeah, perfect. So that's what, absolutely. The esoteric absolutely has its place. It's foolish to ignore it. Most just worship the cult of the lab coat and scientists. Exactly. Well, I could tell you from all the things that I've experienced that shit's for real, right? But at the same time, too, because mostly men are in my space as well, I try to keep things a little bit more on the logical side rather than just sitting here and talking about like the super hippy dippy stuff. And it is my goal at some point in time to introduce people to that side of the world, right? More spirituality, not the whole like, but the other side of things too is, especially talking to you, Jesse, is that there's also another side of the coin where people are just way too into that realm and they're not even grounded in the reality any longer. They're talking about all this crazy esoteric stuff all the time. So yeah, I agree with Jesse. Astrology and metaphysics has its benefits. Agreed. Take what you can from it, apply it to your life. If it doesn't fit, then fucking don't worry about it. But yeah, you're right. Yeah. There's something like, that's what I'm saying, is there's some particles that are actually released that actually make your water better. So that's why I got it for sure. I'm a water snob. I love I love having like a really good flavored taste to my water, which mostly comes from having good minerals and stuff in it. So there's that. Never heard of that. Don't know much about it. Cool. I'm going to scroll up. Yeah, I feel you. Sometimes you need to scare the shit out of yourself. I own a Harley, one life. I used to own a Harley. I used to fucking white line in LA traffic at 95 miles an hour. That was pretty wild. I used to scare the shit out of myself that way. Pretty crazy. That's our modern issue. Unless it makes money, modern science won't typically invest in it. Fringe science is a gray area to be taken lightly. No, there's not only 6 people in here. I got 22 people watching live right now from what I see, which is sad because it's normally about 50. I am being throttled hardcore. No big deal, though. No big deal. Pretendemic. I love it. I love it. Look up Japanese scientist that proves frozen water reacts to energy and vibration, and then think we are mostly made of water. Yeah, absolutely. Well, it's also the same thing that they did with the rice theory too, like yelling at it and all that other stuff where you can look at water stuff for sure and see that water changes based off of frequency launched at it. It's pretty fucking wild for sure. It's also a reason why the earth is mostly made of water as well. I think that's the molecule by which we're able to put reality into place from different dimensions. It's having all that water vapor. Anyway. Yeah. Science is just the methodology we use to understand the universe. It can be corrupted and politicized. There's also still plenty we don't know about the universe. 100%. I say we keep on fucking exploring and get the fucking political shit out of there, though. That's my take on it. Anyway, today's show, as I said, we're talking about the new sexual marketplace. As we can tell right now, if you guys are not aware, the marketplace, the sexual marketplace has shifted tremendously since the introduction of this fucking panicdemic, right? Women before that were quite open to having more casual relationships and so forth, are no longer in that boat. Now, if you have pre-existing relationships, plates, whatever you guys want to call it, you're more likely to still have those ones lying around. But I will tell you right now, over the last 3 weeks or so, there has been a tremendous shift in the sexual marketplace. Women are really, really scared. And I think that they feel this impending fucking doom of the economy. I think that's actually really what shifted it, was the economy tanking. And women now have to fucking sit there and say, oh shit, maybe I should be investing in a little bit higher value men, as far as men who are going to be able to provide and protect rather than just going straight alpha fucks, right? So it's not to say beta bucks necessarily, but what it is to say is that the sexual marketplace has definitely changed. There has been a crash, so to speak, in the sexual marketplace. And as of right now as well, like I said, someone mentioned it yesterday in my chat. Oh shit, Corey's going monk mode. I would say that I am officially in monk mode as well. Because why? Well, I've come to the conclusion that at this point in time, pursuing any type of sexual relationship with a woman is kind of, it doesn't line up. It doesn't make sense. Number one, I'm kind of in that mode of survival too, right? Where it's like, I got to build myself up. I got to make sure that I'm protected. Yeah, I agree. This shift is going to wreck a lot of people. If you're aware, you can ride the pendulum swing to accelerate your greatness. Crisis can be an opportunity. Exactly. And that's what we're going to talk about today. Men Making Waves asked what the topic is. The topic is the new sexual marketplace. I have 5 specific skills that you're going to want to invest into to make yourself a high value man and to also survive this impending collapse, change in the economy, so to speak, the sexual marketplace economy as well. So, yep, I called it on the monk mode. Might as well. I did have a lady come over yesterday, and it was just super awkward. It was super awkward because she was super scared about all this stuff, like this fake virus that people are fucking getting all crazy about. And it's now to the point where it's just also like, you know what? I got shit that I want to focus on. I'm reading a lot more right now. I am channeling my thoughts into specific environments. I'm training, I'm working out, I'm taking care of myself. I'm doing this, right? And I'm focused on my diet, making myself better, like plain and simple. So it's like, before, when I was able to just date freely and have a little bit of fun, it was fun. It was great. It was a nice little stress reliever and all that other stuff. But at this point in time, it's like, all right, batten down the hatches, not necessarily isolate, but isolate, if that makes any sense. MHM Hinzi 780. I don't speak Arabic, so you're going to have to speak in English. I don't know what the hell you're saying, but thank you very much for joining. Okay, now you write in emojis. I don't know what that emoji is, but I got a bunch of kisses. Thank you very much. What's it called? Where was I? All right. So yeah, let's get the show on the road then, if that's the case. I've got some notes written over here, but I try not to use notes. I think it throws off my vibe. So it throws off my fucking train of thought is really what it comes down to, because I like to just ramble and just go. So number one skill. They all begin with S too, by the way. I kind of like codified it that way. So the number one skill that is going to be necessitous within this new age sexual marketplace is, of course, number one, survival. And what does this mean, right? What does survival mean necessarily? Well, first and foremost, a lot of people are going to sit here and they're going to say, okay, survival skills and all this other shit, and they're going to talk about it. But there's a huge difference. Now, we all know about the snowflake generation right now. We all know about all these people that are super entitled and they're just expecting things to be handed to them. These people don't have one iota of survival instinct within them, or dare I say, a desire for survival. Now, I've been through a lot of shit in life, but the thing that's gotten me through all of it is my decision to remain alive. That's number one. That's crazy because, in the red pill space, we have this phrase called mental point of origin, right? And a lot of people don't understand and recognize that is also a mindset of like you valuing your life so much so that you want to continue to live. So number one is survival, having the will to live, wanting to keep going. But here's where it comes down to as well, though, is having some survival skills. Okay. What do I mean by survival skills? Now, a lot of people sit there and they'll include self-defense in here. Actually, self-defense is going to be number two, and we'll talk about that here in a second. Survival is essentially just understanding and having a game plan of like, some people talk about having a bug out bag. Some people have resources offhand, having a supply, having a stash, having some water. Now, I don't want you to sit here and think that it's just this short term right now. Oh, we just got to get through these next 4 weeks. We just got to get through these next 4 months. We just got to get through this next year and a half. No, this is a skill that's going to have to ride out for the rest of your life. Understanding survival. All right. Some crazy things that we could get into for sure. That after all this, I hope that we all can actually fucking start training more and more. How to navigate terrain. How to get water, right? Out in the wild, right? Out in the wild, like just source water. How to navigate from the stars. How to build lean-tos. How to get quick food after this, right? Survival skills, looking into this stuff. But number one comes down to the will to survive. Number two is certain levels of training to be able to be that way. Now, I talk about it in the sense of sexual market value. I think after this, women are going to be more attracted to more masculine men because finally society is going to see that whatever infrastructure we have built, this greatest civilization we've ever built, is also capable of collapsing. And I think that women are going to sit there and they're going to understand, holy shit, we've made some bad investments into fucking feminism and all this other stuff. Uh-oh. No, shared a story. I'm going to go. I wonder if I could go live again on fucking Instagram. No, cancel. Go back to my profile. Go. No. Oh, you suck. You stink, you stink, you stink, you stink. Oh, well, whatever. Sorry, Instagram people. You're going to have to go to my YouTube channel now. All right, back to YouTube. Poopy pants. So, survival, number one. Number two, self-defense. Men who are trained in the ability to self-defend and also be able to, one, protect their family, and two, train their family or invest in their family into a level of self-defense. I've been preaching self-defense for I don't know how long to people. I wrote about it in my first book, Live Your Best Life in 30 Days. I tell people, get into jujitsu. Whenever people have come into WarTribe, I've sat there and I said, get into jujitsu, right? Start training something. Do something where you're getting into a combative sport, a martial art, a martial discipline, and train your body, train your mind, train your spirit, right? Train your emotions through this and know how to defend yourself, know how to defend your ground, know how to protect your life. It's going to be huge. And not just that, I also believe in the training of weapons. Okay. Knowing how to shoot a bow, knowing how to shoot guns, knowing some blade discipline as well, right? Some level of that. Knowing how to just use a knife, basically. Okay. Just like basic skills with that. These are things that you should be investing in right now. And if you have these types of skills coming out of this stuff, I think that you're going to separate yourself from the pack. I really do. It's hard to fathom. It's hard to fathom that people, that the sexual marketplace is changing in this direction. But I really, truly, honestly think that this is going to be stuff. Women are going to be, I don't want to say they're going to be super attracted to like the macho man. Like, bro, yeah, look at me. You know what I'm saying? But it's going to be more of like a well-rounded man that is capable of violence and is trained in violence, that has this will and desire to survive and can. We talk about it a little bit. It's almost like we talk about this in WarTribe often, like homesteading, husbandry, butchering, like knowing all these like kind of old school skills on top of learning how to be like a fucking weapon yourself and defend. Like these are things that are going to be, there's going to be a revolution of these things again, right? They're going to launch back into the mainstream as like important, which I think is absolutely amazing. Number 3, believe it or not, I did a show on this the other day. Sales and negotiation. Understanding how to sell. Why is that? Well, let's say shit does collapse. You're going to have to learn how to barter again. We're going to go back to a bartering kind of foundation. That's huge. The next thing is whatever does happen with the economy, I believe that these major businesses, these major corporations, we're seeing it now. I had a friend call me up earlier today. He told me that one major mortgage company, I believe right now, well, first and foremost, he was telling me that Quicken Loans, he believes, is going to file bankruptcy, even though they just took a $6 billion fucking bailout. But there was another corporation that's laying off 70% of their employees. So what does that mean? That means in order for you to make a living here soon, you're going to have some type of good or service that you're going to have to sell to other people. I did an entire show the other day about sales, the benefit of understanding sales, knowing how to sell. Everything comes down to sales, people. So knowing how to sell is going to be an important thing. Now, the next thing is this. Even if the economy does start to come back somehow, some way, I don't fucking foresee this, but we do also know one thing. We know that at this point in time, these major tech conglomerates and all this other stuff, they are starting to implement AI or robots into a whole bunch of different fucking skill sets that used to be just strictly blue worker stuff. There is one job field out there that I believe that technology will never be able to replicate, and that is sales. If you want to be able to get ahead in life, guys, I'm telling you, begin to invest in learning sales. I gave you 2 books to read the other day, The 10X Rule and Sell or Be Sold by Grant Cardone. I also, like I said, I bought his $1 million packet or something like that. I forgot exactly what it's called, but it's a big binder. It's like 600 pages in this binder. The Millionaire Playbook, I believe, is exactly what it's called. $97, I believe I paid for it. And 60% of that thing is covered in sales, negotiations, handling objections. And guess what? Sales directly applies to the sexual market. I promise you this. 100% directly over to the sexual market. It's a very, very transferable skill. Ooh, one that I really, really am excited to tell you guys about. And this is something that I've told some of my guys in WarTribe. But another thing that I foresee being a tremendous, tremendous skill set coming forward is your storytelling, public speaking / oratory skills. I don't know what's going to happen with technology in the future, guys. I do not. I think it's going to get throttled down as far as internet use. I think that being able to speak on this kind of style of platform is going to be monitored, and it's going to be throttled as well. But if we are broken down, and let's say we have lack of power, let's say we have all this other stuff, we're going to go back to our old school style of how we entertained and passed down tradition and so forth. And that's through storytelling. That's through speaking. That's through being able to get up in front of a crowd of people and being able to move and motivate them via emotion, via voice, right? The transference of energy via voice. I gave this to one of my guys yesterday, but I'm going to give this as a little token as well. Once this whole thing kind of fizzles down and we're able to start meeting again and hanging out in groups, one of the greatest tools that I use to get myself out of my shell after I filed bankruptcy and was battling depression and all this other stuff is I started going to Toastmasters. Highly. Now, it all depends on the group. I'm going to be honest with you. You could meet up with a bunk group. You could meet up with a great group. It all depends. Try out a whole bunch of different ones first. But the actual group itself, the structure of Toastmasters, 100%, it's very, very cheap, but it's a skill set that you're going to want to cultivate. People are moved by storytellers. People love being told stories. And as a matter of fact, when it comes to the sexual marketplace, that's probably one of my greatest gifts too. I don't have, I'm going to be real. I don't have a lot of personal wealth, right? I'm not saying I'm poor, but I live in San Diego where there's a lot of personal wealth around me. But what separates me, aside from game, is my ability to tell stories and to build mystery and to relay and project emotion, right? My charisma, that's another aspect. And that all comes from the ability to be able to speak, knowing full and well my audience and how to project myself. Tremendous skill set. So if this is something that you haven't really ever looked into doing, it's something that you're fearful of doing, I'm telling you, this is a skill set that is going to pay dividends in the future. Telling you. It may not seem like right now that it is something that is going to be very applicable to your life, but hands down, people that can speak very well in front of people are top earners. They're top earners, right? So understand that. And the last and the final piece is self-care. Do you have the ability to keep yourself mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually optimal? And what that comes down to is, even right now, what I talk about, guys, is this. I said it earlier in the podcast. You should be working out at least 5 days a week. Even if you're sitting at home right now, even if you're fucking self-contained, even if you're isolated, you should be doing some level of movement every day, and then working out and putting yourself through some level of hardship physically every day or 5 days a week, right? You need to get on that, right? You need to make and set a goal right now. Corey, I want to lose 10 pounds in the next 6 weeks. Awesome. How are you going to do that? I'm going to clean up my diet. I'm going to go into a bit of a calorie deficit. I'm going to work out 5 days a week. And then the other 2 days that I'm not working out, I'm going to do some level of stretching and breathing and whatever. Awesome. Good work. Make it happen. Corey, I want a fucking 6-pack. Awesome. How are you going to do that? Right? Corey, I want to get a fucking awesome V-taper. Awesome. How are you going to do that? Right? Like, cool. These are all good things. Like, men that are physically in shape project so many different things to the outside world. Confidence, discipline, fucking health, right? Optimization. Like, this is the type of stuff that people want in their leaders. They want someone that they can look up to and say, holy shit, this is a walking embodiment of the things that I desire in my life. So that's why I'm going to follow or listen. And even if it's just a woman, just one woman, excuse me, or your children or whatever, it's worth it. It's worth it. So, yeah, the movers and shakers will rise before snake oil salesmen, unless you're trying to beat cheeks, of course. I love it. I love it. But here's the deal. Self-care is huge. The other aspect of self-care, though, too, is kind of like what we were just talking about. I know we got a little bit woo-woo earlier on with all that other stuff with the Shum Guy and all that crap, but knowing some level of homeopathic remedies to be able to heal certain things in life that are normally considered like way too big to handle, that get deferred to doctors, right? Like, for instance, I tackled depression and anxiety via meditation and via 5-HTP, knowing that my serotonin was probably way off and that my dopamine levels were getting fried from all sorts of other shit. So St. John's wort, 5-HTP, and meditation. Boom. Took a little bit of discipline, took a couple weeks. It wasn't just one pill, drop it in, and I'm fucking happy now. Yay. Right. And soulless. But it's knowing those things. Game Warden comes up in here. He's like, fucking colloidal silver, colloidal silver, colloidal silver. Right. Knowing the benefits of some of these things, obviously knowing full well that these aren't FDA approved or any of this other stuff, but like knowing that generally speaking, they do work. Generally speaking, they do work. And investing in those things as well. So investing in your own self-care. Like I said, I had this woman come over not 3 weeks ago. It was a week and a half ago on Wednesday, right? Last Wednesday, not this previous Wednesday, but the Wednesday before that. She's like, wow, you're really into self-care. I was like, holy fuck. I never labeled myself that way. I just said health and optimization. But then she said self-care. And I was like, holy fuck. Yeah, that's 100% what I'm into. That's 100% what I invest. Nearly like 80% of my fucking, I'd say probably 80% of my expendable income goes towards investing in more self-care. It's crazy. It's crazy. And I know that sounds like a lot of money, but man, I'll tell you what, guys, I was in the bottom. I was at the depths of despair. Like, I hit fucking rock bottom. Like, I'm telling you, I hit fucking rock bottom. And I learned at that point in time, like, that was the greatest investment, was my own self-care. You know, I was fighting against systems that were telling me, you need to be on these drugs and these medications. You need to go and get this type of therapy from the fucking VA, which is the fucking worst shit. That place is a fucking black hole. Like awful. There's a reason why there's 22 fucking veterans a day killing themselves. Thank you, fucking VA. You know what I'm saying? Now, I can't blame those all on the VA, but the VA is essentially a socialized healthcare system. And it doesn't fucking do its job. It doesn't do the right thing. You know, the VA is also one of the biggest government entities out there. It has the most employees out of any fucking level of government. And as Philip Franklin said, I believe it was either today or yesterday, anytime the fucking government grows too big, the bigger the government gets, the less it's able to actually do its fucking job. So that's the VA. So that's where I learned, like, yo, if you're gonna make this shit, dude, you need to invest. So I have a high level of self-care now at this point in time. And I think that's something that's going to carry on because as we know and see right now, I believe fatherhood is the biggest thing that's missing in the nuclear family today. It's being led by the female imperative social order. Women love to go to the doctor. They love to be sick. They love to be diagnosed with all these fucking crazy things to make them feel as though they're not really crazy. Men, on the other hand, are more like suck it the fuck up, rub some dirt in it, and we'll go. Here's some fucking goddamn rutabaga. Rub it on the bottom of your feet and fucking let's go. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's more of a logical way of doing business. And if we start doing these things now afterwards, and once we start to rebuild, there's not going to be a huge need for these gigantic hospitals other than actual things that need and require like surgery and stuff like that. There's going to be more homeopathic remedies. This is also going to lead to no more need for health insurance. And it's going to be low cost healthcare if needed, right? So I've got a plan, man. I've got a plan when it comes to all this stuff. I think those 5 things right now are the top 5 things. And just to review, survival, number 1, self-defense, number 2, sales, number 3, right? Storytelling, number 4, and number 5, self-care. Survival, self-defense, sales, storytelling, and last one was self-care. I have a question for you guys though. And for those of you guys listening outside of this, out of those 5, which one would you say is the one that you are best at? And out of those 5, which one would you say you are needing the most help in? And I'd love to hear some comments in the comment section below so that I could respond and I could possibly give you guys a little bit of guidance as to what you are maybe overlooking. Because that's some of my favorite things, guys, honestly, is, the reason why I set this up is so that I hate to use the term teacher. It's more of a mentor. But I've been through all this stuff. I've thrown myself at all of these 5 things for sure. And, knowing full well that men are going to need to have all 5 of those qualities in the future, I definitely love to just throw out some free advice to people who comment in the comment section below and help you guys on there. So again, which one out of those 5 are you strongest at? And then which one out of those 5 are you weakest at? That's what I'd like to know. Sales help for sure. Best, self-defense. Worst, storytelling. Good job. Yeah. See, now as we talk about as we have this conversation, we can start to see some of our flaws and we could see, all right, hey, how can I start to work on these things? And now that you have it in your mind, like I'll tell you, like for instance, Alpha Papa says storytelling. All right. So what can you do in order to get better with storytelling? Go to some improv. Go to some improv classes. I mean, I love YouTube. You can go and you could say, hey, like, how do I become a better storyteller? There's some people, it's not The Way of the World. It's somebody else that has a title similar to that, but he goes over storytelling over and over and over again. Very, very good YouTuber who talks about the character arcs and all these other things, right? Very deep, but really awesome stuff. If I could invest more in one of those areas, it would either be sales or storytelling. Both integrate tightly into the human experience. Absolutely. Absolutely. Weak in public speaking, storytelling. Yeah, that's what I'm hearing. So, one of the greatest fears that people have is being able to stand up in front of people and speak. So it's no doubt that people would have an issue as well in storytelling. The other problem is we've really ruined that type of creativity in men, especially in our school systems. It's stay inside the box, sit there and shut up, listen to what you're told, take all in this information and then regurgitate it. So we've lost that ability to, number one, have that oratory type of faction of being able to speak in front of people, right? Number two, the ability to be able to tell a story. We've lost that kind of mind mapping of how to build that level of transition, right? How to set that structure up. It's absolutely crazy. Would recommend improv classes. They will make you more comfortable approaching social interactions like fun game that it is. Exactly. 100%. 5, I'm making good progress in. 1, I'm weakest in. 2, 3, not good at either. 4, I'm working on with YT videos. Good stuff. Good stuff, guys. Great conversation thus far. Was told I could collect disability for life. Told the doctors, fuck you, and built myself from the ground up. Don't take the easy road, gents. The difficult path is the most rewarding, always. It's also, we have yet, I don't know if you guys have seen what obviously we just had the stimulus bill signed into whatever. They're talking about giving people $1,200 a month paycheck or whatever. But I haven't seen what the criterion is for receiving that paycheck yet. And I'm going to be frank with you guys. I'm going to be frank. If it requires me standing in a line and providing different levels of fucking information and all this other stuff, well, first and foremost, I'm already against it. So I'm already to the point where I'm like, fuck that. I don't need it. Right. But I'm saying to you guys, yeah, I got you. But if it requires some high level stuff of like, hey, you need to get this vaccine before you can stand in line to get your paycheck, I'm telling you guys, it's just like what Men Making Waves is saying. It's like, no, thank you. Because believe it or not, when something is free, people, there's usually strings attached. Usually there are strings attached. These are called covert contracts. If you don't know about covert contracts, you haven't read No More Mr. Nice Guy. You need to read No More Mr. Nice Guy to understand about covert contracts. But when somebody's giving you something for free, it's never free. There's something behind the scenes that they are covertly trying to sneak into the relationship. They're trying to create a codependency, and it is nefarious. Do not buy into this stuff. It's exactly like what Men Making Waves was talking about. When you accept a paycheck for free from the government, oh, hey, play this victim, do whatever, you lose and relinquish your power. You lose and relinquish your masculine power. I'm telling you. So absolutely there. All right, guys. With that said, though, I'm going to end the show here. And thank you for giving me back my tax dollars, assholes. Absolutely. Heard it's direct deposit, taxes up to date, single and under 100K a year, or a failing business. Yeah, we'll see. At the same time, it's like, no, thank you. I say that now. Hopefully I don't become a fucking sellout and take it. But I'm trying to stay fucking strong with my what's it called? As I said, for those of you guys that are listening outside of the live chat, please do in the comment section below tell me what's the strongest which one of the 5, right? We're talking about hang on, let me get this off here. We're talking about survival, self-defense, sales, storytelling, and the last one is self-care. Out of those 5, which one are you strongest in the comment section below? And out of those 5, which one are you weakest in? And then let's have a discussion of how each and every person that does post a comment could possibly fix the one that they're weakest in. And if you're strong in a category that someone's weak in, feel free to offer some advice to them, right? This is how we make each other better. Anyway, with that said, guys, today is Friday, so I'm going to be off for the weekend, but I'll see you guys on Monday at 4:30. Hoping that there's not a full fucking internet outage. Anyway, StreamYard tomorrow. It's a possibility. I may or may not come on. We'll see. Like I said, just have your notifications up. If you guys aren't part of the WarTribe, know that on Sundays, it's literally been going 3 hours. And honestly, it's my favorite part of the week is getting together with WarTribe for our weekly webinars on Sunday, 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. If you want to become a member of the War Tribe in order to get in on those weekly webinars on top of our group chat and all this other stuff, please do consider joining the War Tribe at www.thewartribe.com. Very, very menial amount of money, honestly, for the level of coaching, the level of connection that you get. And in these hard times right now, guys, there's no better source of inspiration, of what's it called? Of honestly connection, I really do believe, and accountability than being a part of a brotherhood like this. The beautiful thing that I've learned about this group is that we're all different, but we all bring specific strengths to the group. We don't agree with each other 100% of the time. So it's not a fucking echo chamber. And there's no clicks. There's no clickiness within the group whatsoever. We're all individuals. We all have our own free thoughts. And like I said, we all bring our own independence to the group, but we've all come together as a brotherhood, understanding that we're better together than we are alone. So in this time of isolation, in this time of uncertainty, in this time where we do need to build ourselves to be better men than what we are today and be better men than what is expected of us from our society, this is the group that you want to belong to. I'm telling you. I am telling you hands down. And the most beautiful part about the War Tribe is up to this point, we have been 100% right about the course of action that has been happening within the economy and with what's been going on with the sexual marketplace and with what's been going on with all the other bullshit propaganda that's going on there. 100% right. I'm telling you guys this. So if you want to belong to a fucking group of badass motherfuckers, you want to have a community, you want to get ahead, this is the group you want to be a part of. www.thewartribe.com. With that said, I'm going to get off my motherfucking soapbox. I'd love to see your comments in the comment section below. Like I said, answer those two questions. What are you weakest at? What are you strongest at? And I will see. Do I recommend Iron John? Yes, I do 100%. If you haven't seen it was last week, I did a video on Iron John. Go back and look in my, what's it called? And I did a full breakdown of Iron John. So anyway, good stuff, guys. See you later. Bye-bye now. Adios.